See, booktube, I didn't want to talk about this because this is too much, but I absolutely cannot believe we've come to this point. Now, for those of you who might not be aware, there has been some chaos, and I mean absolute chaos happening in the booktube community within recent weeks. And you see, I thought that this level of chaos was reserved for book talk and book Twitter. I came to booktube for peace, which is why you might have noticed that I have not been reporting on too much drama on this channel in my recent videos, because I just want commentaries, reviews, I want peace. But this chaos, I cannot believe this is what we've come to. Now, for those of you who've clicked on this title because you've recognized some of these names, I don't know if you've become aware of the situation happening, but let me just give a brief overview, okay? You have Naomi King, okay? You have Daniel Greene. You have someone who accused someone of sexual assault, which is a very, very serious allegation. And we need to acknowledge the fact that discussions around sexual assault, they are very, very serious, and they should be handled with care, truly. It needs to be handled responsibly, which is why when the entire situation broke out, I did not say a damn word, okay? I did not speak. But that's not the only reason I did not speak. I did not speak because I do not like to be reactionary, okay? I think you guys know from my past videos, especially because I've been doing lots of literary commentary, that I do a lot of research when I'm about to speak on a topic. I like to know what's going on and then speak on it. Now, if I feel like a topic is really, really important and I need to speak on it immediately, if I have to, I will stay up all night. I will put in the work and I will make sure I understand the issue before I speak on it, without simply being reactionary, without simply speaking, without simply criticizing based on emotions, based on hearsay, if anything. Now, for those of you who are just catching up, yes. So Naomi King, she made a video accusing someone of sexual assault, and then she made a second video naming Daniel Greene. Daniel Greene then came with a response video, a very, very short one initially, saying, it's all lies, absolutely not. And then he made another video and another. And then after that, Naomi King took down her previous two videos and then put a video basically saying that it was all a lie, essentially. Okay, that's basically a summary of what happened. But in the middle of all of this, after Naomi King's second video, you had an influx of creators, large creators as well, within the booktube community and also in other communities, making videos disavowing Daniel Greene, saying, oh my goodness, this is so horrible. We stand with Naomi King. And Daniel, though I respected him, though I looked up to him, though I this and that, I'm disavowing him. I am not associating with him. We do not stand for sexual assault. We do not stand with any of this. We support you, Naomi King. Now, this is what I mean. The discussions around sexual assault are very, 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 very nuanced, okay? And they're very important to have. And the thing is, with this entire situation, I am one of the people who watch Naomi's video. And when I tell you guys, because obviously the video is now down, so you probably, if you haven't seen it already, you will not get a chance to see it. I was one of the people who saw the video, and I was absolutely heartbroken because it was horrible. It was tough. But you see, after watching the video, what I did not do was respond, okay? Because I understand that there are two sides to every story. I understand that what she described, like I said, it was absolutely heartrending. What she described was horrendous. But I also understand that there are two sides to every story. Now, I know when someone has gone through something absolutely horrendous, to say something like there are two sides to every story sounds like we're taking the side of the person who did the most, who did the worst. It sounds like we are not taking the victim side. But because of situations like this, sadly, sometimes a victim is not always a victim, okay? A victim who we perceive to be a victim is not that. And so, after that horrendous video, though I was heartbroken and I even wanted to speak out, I knew better, okay? I knew better than to be reactionary. I knew better than to speak on something I was not fully aware of. I absolutely knew better. There was absolutely no evidence on that side at all. It was just Naomi speaking, okay? And like I said, her story was heartbreaking, and we heard it and we all sympathized with her. But I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just wait for what he has to say. Now, initially, when he just made the video just saying, I deny all allegations, that could have just been it. It could have just been all that he said. And at that point, I understand why some people would have been like, if this is all you have to say, I have no reason to believe you. But what happened to innocent until proven guilty? Okay, we can start looking at you sus. We can start side eyeing you for sure, especially after what she has said. We can even support Naomi in the sense that we're sympathizing with her, sending her love, praying for her. We can do that. But then that does not equate to automatically attacking Daniel. No, I can pray for you and support you in terms of like emotional support. But this part, attacking Daniel, which is what a lot of people did. A lot of people said, nah, you're the worst, and they disavowed him. People who said they admired Daniel, people who were acquaintances of Daniel. I think some people might have even been friends with Daniel in the sense that they had his contact information. Immediately turned and just said, nah, we not finna be with you. Now, I was watching all of this go down. Like, I was watching all this from behind the screen. Like I said, I saw her video and I wanted to speak on my own. But I said, no. Because it's been like 2 weeks and so many things have come out in about 2 weeks. You expect me to speak? No, I can make commentary videos on so many things, but with something as serious as sexual assault allegations, are you okay? I am not finna just go out there because, and I think we know this, these are allegations that can ruin someone's life. And I don't simply mean that, oh, he's gonna lose his career, he's gonna lose his fan base, which literally did start to happen. I mean that there are instances where someone has been accused wrongfully sometimes, and the backlash from that, especially knowing that you didn't do something, has caused people to take drastic actions that you cannot turn back from. I'm not going to mention it, but I think you guys know what I'm alluding to. It ruins people's lives. It takes people's lives. And so with people so quick to turn on Daniel, I thought, yeah, this is a mess. And BookTube, you were on the wrong side of things. And I say you because I wasn't part of you people, okay? This is the one point in time where I'm just like, I wasn't part of you people. I was not a part of it. And I'm happy to say I'm not a part of it. No, it was the absolute wrong thing to do. Now, we have to talk about, and what I actually wanted to talk about today is not that situation, because like I said, there's a lot to say, there's a lot to go, which is why I'll even say now, I'm not even making this video to take Daniel's side. There is still information coming out. There are still details that we, as a people, from the outside of everything, that we don't know. Okay, so yes, she's come out and she said this, but for all we know, something else might come out. We just don't know. Who's to say that something wasn't made as a video under duress? We don't know. We cannot just be making videos and making comments on things and reacting to things without having the full breadth of things, or without having a decision made in a place like a court of law. And even then, they make mistakes. But then 2 weeks of just information being thrown at you and we are just making decisions. Absolutely not. It's not going to slide, at least not with me. Because you see, this lack of simple critical thinking and emotional reactions, it led to insane reputational damage. And beyond that, I can't imagine what's going on behind the scenes. Do you know the stress an accusation like that is probably causing? I'm just like, that's insane. And beyond the actual accusation, it's the people turning their backs on you. It's the people now, yelling slurs at you and screaming everything at you, calling you everything but a child of God, calling you out your name. Guys, there's so much that this entire situation caused. And I'm just like, BookTube, you were on the wrong side of things. And see, this is why sometimes I genuinely do have to take a step back when it comes to just online platforms. Yes, I can make commentaries on drama, but they're always to let people know what's going on and to put in my 2 cents as to what could have been the cause and where we can go from this point. But in this situation, I think this is a perfect time to actually discuss how the internet is so reactionary. Basically, online spaces, they're always so quick to believe accusations without actually fact checking. And like I said, that can bring so much damage. And I don't like that there can be so much damage without any thought, because outrage is usually fueled by emotions rather than due process. And I think that's what happened with a lot of creators when they were making their videos or when they were making their posts. It was emotion. And I can understand that, because a situation like this is going to just rile up your emotions. Like I said, the video that we saw, it was horrendous. And so I can imagine the grief, the hurt, the pain, especially if someone can relate to what she was saying in her video. I can understand that some people would have been so quick to defend her because they could relate to what she was saying in those in her videos. But then we need to be careful, especially as content creators. And I will say this as, literally a micro creator, a very, very small, cute person in my little cute corner of BookTube. Even me, I knew to take due process, but that was more from a personal standpoint. But from a creator standpoint, I know that there are people who watch us and there are people who we influence. We have a certain degree, a certain level of influence, which is why us as creators specifically need to take more due care when we're saying anything online. Especially because we know that social media thrives on outrage, it thrives on virality over nuance and actually having discussions, and this leads to terrible dogpiling, and it leads to essentially a public trial without facts, which is what happened with Daniel. Daniel was declared guilty in the eye of the public without any due process, without anyone actually saying, hang on, what was his side? Hang on, what has he come to say? Because people were already dogpiling on him before he came with his initial video that said, I am denying every single allegation. Before he even had a chance to do that, people were already saying, yeah, we're done. You've done it. The decision was made in the public eye. And the thing is, like I said, I'm not simply making this video because of this specific situation. This specific situation is very, very intense, and honestly, I cannot believe we are here. But it's more so about the wider issue about how the internet is very, very reactionary. And I feel like whenever there comes issues like this, whenever there comes accusations or just trouble, we need to have a more measured and fact-based approach, because we do not know how what we're saying is going to affect the people we're speaking against or the people we're speaking on. So genuinely, I always want to give grace. With situations like this, I know that people can struggle to give grace because it's a very, very heart-wrenching situation, but simply waiting for proof or waiting for both sides to tell their story instead of immediately jumping to conclusions is, like, I think the simplest thing that we can do. Like, it's the bare minimum that we can do, especially considering that both sides are humans at the end of the day. It's not like we are facing a human and a demon. Like, both sides are human beings at the end of the day, human beings with real lives and real feelings that will face real consequences of what is being said in the public eye. And so I think BookTube, and even beyond BookTube as a community, we really actually need to just reflect on what just happened and how we can genuinely be better. And I know I'm a very, very small creator. As I said, I'm a very, very tiny one, and I love my little corner of BookTube. But the big booktubers out there, nah, y'all got some work to do on your side, because when when things started to switch around, I think the first thing that came to mind was, I wonder where those booktubers are now and what they're going to say and what they're going to do. And one thing I will say, and I actually respect it in some light, is that some of the, booktubers who disavow Daniel have come out with apologies, or with videos, saying that I was wrong in what I said, or at least I was wrong to be so reactionary and to speak without actually having all of the evidence, without actually knowing anything, without actually reaching out to Daniel and hearing his side of things. There have been some booktubers to come out, and I respect that they've come out, because the internet doesn't usually incentivize accountability, which is why a lot of people, when situations like this arise, they will just keep it pushing. They will not say a thing. They'll pretend like nothing ever happened, which is why I appreciate the booktubers who have started coming out and actually apologizing to Daniel. But there are caveats to my respect of their apologies, okay? Because part of me also can't help but ask, like, okay, is this apology real? Like, are you genuinely remorseful for how quickly you turned on someone you respected, or someone you called an acquaintance or a friend? Or are you just doing damage control? And keep in mind, like, some of these booktubers are people I follow, people I engage with their content, and I love their content. And obviously, I'm disappointed as well. And so I want to give them grace. But at the end of the day, we all have to think critically. We all have to think, okay, what is the reality, or what are the sides that can be possible in this story? So I'm going to give grace and believe that everyone who's spoken so far that I have seen, that they do feel remorseful, and really they were just in an emotional state and spoke out of that raw emotion without thinking. But obviously now the call is to be less emotional when you are making such a video, or when you are speaking on such important issues, and to think. Because yeah, as much as I love some of these booktubers, I can't help but question even their motives and their hearts, now that they have like retracted, because they were so quick to defend the other side. So yeah, like, it's sad that it's come to the point where I'm just like, I'm kind of doubting where you are. And who am I to doubt who you are? I don't know you. But this is why I said I'm gonna give grace. I don't know them. I don't know their characters. I don't know that person, which is why I will give them grace and say that they are genuinely remorseful, just as they have said in their videos. But we're human, and so obviously you can't blame me for doubting. It is what it is. And I think the fact of the matter is that even though they're apologizing, and I believe some of them have said that they've taken their initial post or videos down, the damage has been done. I know that obviously a lot of people they've now seen the truth, but I know a lot of people won't, and they will now go around thinking that Daniel is scum. And as I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not taking any sides, because all the facts aren't out. So truly, I don't know who is right anywhere in the situation. But I just know where the evidence stands now, and that even the alleged victim initially has said that actually nothing really happened. But yeah, the damage to Daniel's reputation is done. Like, yes, he has people who stuck with him, and I've checked his page, and he's still doing well, and that's great. But yeah, there is a point in his life where he had to deal with accusations that were absolutely horrendous, where he had to deal with the stress, and even being confronted with the fact that people who you probably thought were your friends were not your friends, or people who you thought had your back don't have your back. And I think coming down from that and having to face that is probably something that he's going through right now, and that must be sad and hurtful for him. And that damage is done, and that damage can't be erased. So yeah, I think it's we're seeing like initial damage, and we're seeing a bit of recovery from that damage, but there are some things that we won't see, some things that aren't surface level, some things that are happening behind the scenes that we won't be privy to, that happened and is still happening, and probably will continue to happen because of this entire situation, and especially how the booktube community responded as well. And I think really where I'm at is that I'm kind of sad. Not kind of. I am really, really sad because, like I said, I came to BookTube because I wanted peace because Book Talk always had the drama, and I was on BookTube and it was always fairly measured. It was like just good reviews, good vibes, good times, really. And I think now it's kind of like a veil has been removed, or BookTube isn't like the place that I probably thought it was. Like, not everywhere, at least, because I know some people didn't say anything. Some people just stayed quiet, like I did, and said nothing. And some people still might. But genuinely, I think I wanted to have this conversation because it reminded me that BookTube is still an online space, and online spaces are sometimes so unforgiving, and can be so brutal and can be so harsh. But like you guys know, in this community, I'm always advocating for grace. I'm always advocating for us to do better and to grow as people, as well as readers. Yes, I encourage everyone to, to diversify their reading and to do this and to think critically, da 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 da. But I want these principles that we're taking from our books to apply in real life. Grace and kindness and critical thinking. I want them all to apply. And yeah, so I think, yeah, all it's made me think about is, yes, apologies are good, but they should have waited in the first place. And where we go from here is just like hoping for the best for the booktube community. I think this situation definitely will change how we make reaction videos. At least I hope it changes how we make reaction videos. I would really hate for this entire debacle to have happened and for us to have learned not a single lesson. I would really just be like, come on now. So, yeah, so this video isn't actually in defense of anyone. This video is more so a plea to a community that I still love, but a community that I am slightly disappointed with, because of how they reacted to the situation. Yeah, it's just a plea for us to do better, to not be reactionary, and in the same way that we critique and analyze books, with care and with time and patience, and doing it as we go, and posting a full review after we're done with the book. Do that with real life situations and not speak until we're done with everything, until everything has come out. And to, yeah, be very, very critical when we're analyzing situations that are happening in real life, because unlike the books that we read, for the most part, unless you read nonfiction, unlike a lot of the books that we read, these are real people with real lives, and we have to just, yeah, have due care in a lot of these situations. So yeah, I am happy that there are a lot of booktubers coming out, especially because accountability is very, very important, and sometimes I think it's missed in online spaces. So I'm really, really happy that at least they've come out. But I think there's that question of, is it authentic? Because this entire situation was trash. Very, very, it was trash. It was nonsense. Honestly, I came online and I was just shocked. I was just, every day it was a new thing, and I was just like, I just couldn't handle it. But I just had to keep taking everything in and processing as I went, and really just going, okay, okay, okay. So this isn't the simple community I thought it was, or it isn't the simple community I wanted it to be, which is really, really sad. But yeah, we will still do our best here, and obviously I'm hoping that we can just not just move on, because this issue, I believe, will probably still keep going, but to grow through this and do better. But yeah, guys, that is it from me. As always, thank you so much for sticking with me. I made a post not too long ago about me not being able to engage too much with comments and on the community recently, because it's really just been very, very hectic. I've had quite a lot going on, and I did go on holiday to kind of just like be at peace. But I'm really, really happy that I still have you guys supporting me, engaging with my videos, and it's really just great to have you guys in this community. And for the creators who are watching out there, my small up and coming creators like myself, who are in their little small corner of booktube or just YouTube in general. Yeah, yeah. Let this be a cautionary tale. Don't be jumping the broom with everything. Like watch carefully. And I think another thing that can be said is that actually sometimes you don't even have to comment. It's not necessary to comment on everything. Um, like I said, I'm making this video not even about the situation, but more so speaking on, the internet, like just, reactionary ways. Um, but yeah, you don't have to have an opinion out there. Have an opinion on things, please. Please have an opinion. Like, think and know where you stand. Because, like we know, if you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? A Hamilton babe, yes. Yeah, so do think on everything and have an opinion, know where you stand, but it's not always that you have to put those opinions out there, especially when it is an opinion, not a fact. If you have facts and you want to let people know what the facts are, you can do that. But if it's an opinion, just know it's an opinion, okay? And those can change. Those can change. Because just like the YouTubers, you can change your mind on things. But the reason as to why you're changing your mind matters. And this world is not always so forgiving. And I'm not even speaking about the YouTubers. I am still speaking about both sides of the situation. Both Naomi and Daniel, they're going to be facing a lot. Um, and the world is not forgiving, and it won't be forgiving for either side. So yeah, let's let's do better when we are reacting to things. Yeah, and I hope for the best, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.